Hello, 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 Aquarius. Welcome, welcome. I am going to bring this down just a little bit. Sorry about that. Welcome. My name is Patti. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot for the 25th through the 31st of January. You guys, we're at the end of the month. Oh my goodness. There is a full moon in the middle of that. So we've got not only the energies of the cards, but also the energies of what is going on with the moon and the planets. So there is a live video coming up on the 28th at 11 a.m. If you want to pop in for that, just hit the subscribe and the bell, and it'll notify you when I am on live or when I have uploads. All right, so let's get started. I'm doing it a little differently for a little while, just because I want to switch things up. People get bored of watching the same way. So I'm going to pull still the current energies and future energies for the oracles, but then I'm going to do my spread a little bit differently today. And then I'll pull the another oracle for the moon and for the planets for the end of the month going into February. All right, so let's get started. Ooh, 3 cards, 4 cards there. So I'd really prefer 2, please, if you'd like. For those of you that are brand new, I welcome you to my page. Oh my goodness, boy, they're just, you know what? I'm going to step back because they've been knocking things out of my hand like left and right. Okay. Oh yes, definitely. Okay, so this is our current energy coming out. And this is also, oh, wow. It is a real powerful energy because it is perception. Perception is all about improvement, growth, and things like that. And that is our current energy for the week. So this is your perception. Their perception is a big difference because your journeys are not the same. Even if you were twin flames, your perceptions are still going to be slightly off because your journeys prior to meeting are very different. So that's one of the things there. So we're going to go into that a little bit. Also, the numerology is the number 6, again, about improvement and things like that. All right. So we have the second card out for the future energy, and it is the High Priestess, which is about discernment, about your prophecy, vision. This is more of a spiritual thing, not a vision that's an earthly thing, but it is more a spiritual vision. So this has to do with discernment, which is also your intuition. Okay, and you know that I talk about that all the time because that is your sort of like your warrior inside of you. That's why I guess I'm called Divine Warrior. That is your spirit that is actually helping protect you, protect others, also keep you safe and from harm. It is also to give you guidance, which way to go, all that kind of stuff. All right. I guess that's your first card out, but let's go ahead and see what else we've got. So I'm doing a different kind of a spread here. Interesting. And then I'll clarify here. So we're going to keep the idea of perception as this week focus. So just focus in on that. Apparently for some of you, some of your past have been a little too curious, a little bit very risky. I'm not quite sure who your decisions are for in the past. So I don't focus in on past energies, but what those energies sort of tell me a little bit is about a thought process. So somebody who takes a little bit more chances, doesn't think things through as much in the past. And so this could be also helping you and hindering you in your future decisions. So we have that as the Page of Cups. That's the first card out. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So something that is a current energy, and that is something that is moving. And again, because it is a, excuse me, a current energy, we have to remember that it's going to have to do with someone else and their perception and their perception and your perception. How is that meeting up? How is that jiving? How is that working out? And it may not be. It may take a lot more communication, put it that way. But something is coming to you, or someone is coming to you, or you're going to them, and it's actually going to be a really nice movement, and really nice connection. However, there's going to be a meeting of the minds and where that is. And see, here's the thing about perception is that when we have perception, we have different kinds of perception, as well as because of our journey and our past and our history and that kind of a thing, and we need to understand each other on there. However, there's another level of perception. If you have an earthbound spirit that thinks earth ways, and then you have a spirit-bound spirit that thinks more spiritually, then you have two different perspectives as well up there. So somebody's coming either towards you that maybe there's going to be like, well, that's not the way I think. Well, that's not the way. And that's basically because of the earth spirit. Now, somebody earthly thinks more money, more materialism, more success driven here. Maybe they think about politics and power way too much, way more than they should, because that is something that's being driven to them. Okay. And that's what they're used to. Not saying that they don't want to change, or maybe they do want to change, or they don't, they don't have to change, but this is just an understanding. This is where your intuition and your discernment comes in when you're speaking to someone. It was like I was speaking the other day to somebody, and the divine asked me to go give them a message, and I'm like, really, I really don't want to, because they're very earthbound. They're not going to get it. They're very egotistical. They're very arrogant. And the divine was pushing me to go give the message. Well, I gave the message, and that was just sort of like sheer terror on their face, or like, I don't want to hear this, but it was actually what they needed to hear. I planted the seed and I left, and that was the end of that, because I scared the crap out of them. But the thing is, they're so earthbound spirit in their perspective, in their thinking, that they're not going to connect. So it's very different. So, but the thing is, you want to bring anybody who is earthbound up to spirit. You don't want to bring spirit down to earth, because you're going backwards then. So something is coming toward you, or you're going towards somebody. Now, the things that are really going to help you in this is either you're a teacher or they're a teacher. And again, something's hidden. Something is not coming straight out. So that's where the intuition comes out. So somebody has some good intuition. Somebody has actually a little bit of a vision. Either they can see or hear. Somebody can actually read a person very well. Now, whether that's the person coming to you or you coming to them, it's like, how did you know that? How did you know that? How did, you shouldn't know that, whatever, right? But that's these two cards together. And what it is with the Three of Pentacles and the Moon is that you've got a teaching element. There is something to be taught here. There is something to be learned here. So somebody's in a teaching and educating, and then the other person is in a learning process. So whether that's you learning or them learning, I don't know, you tell me. But it is all a matter of perception. So I really think that this energy coming towards you is a good energy. They're just a little bit lost. Or if you're a little bit lost, this is something that somebody is going to come towards you and try to help you with, to get to the point of knowing what your vision is, your discernment, and tapping into that energy. That's a really big thing. But somebody's really curious about it. Somebody might be scared, but they're curious, because that's the way their past has been. They've been living out of fear. Their past has been more fearful and afraid, because society says, don't go that way, don't do that way, when in reality, the divine didn't say that. All right. So the other things, though, that with this curiosity and this impulsiveness, and being a message of that nature, what is going to sort of hinder you from this process is, again, somebody's more earthbound, and somebody is more thinking of the future here, more on an earth basis. So the only way that you're going to be able to break that for some of you is to, again, listen to your intuition, reach for that higher energy that you don't understand, and allow that energy to come in, whether through your crown chakra or your eye chakra or your heart chakra, whatever that is. You want to be able to be open to it, because somebody is open to the wrong things, more earthbound things. So allowing yourself to be open to that, allowing that perception to be opened up a little bit. And that's what it is with perception. It is about understanding somebody else or something else, getting clarity on that, making sure that that is happening and that is clear for you. All right, because this is going to be key to break your chain, get through the storm, that kind of a thing. What is your perception? And for, I'm not saying this to be mean, but a lot of people, their perception's a little warped, only because of past experiences, or possibly trauma, or just the way we were grown. Somebody might have been pushing, for example, racism on somebody, and that's not a healthy, that's not a good perspective of what really the human race is about. All right. So in the future, though, the thing to help you to avoid any of this happening, so misunderstanding, the misperception, and all that kind of stuff, is that you really, really need to get out of the process of thinking of, on the Five of Pentacles, of being a victim. So somebody is going through that victim mentality. Well, if this would have happened, then I wouldn't be this way. Or if you only so and so would have done this, I wouldn't have been able. That's a victim mentality. That's a blame mentality. That is also to a destructive mind process. So this is something that you want to sort of avoid. Okay, you need to begin to change and think your process around to a different way of thinking. Again, and the way to do that is, we're here to learn. We're here to expose our perspective, to show our perspective. That's where the moon is. It's hidden. We need to share, explain, make clear our perspective. But on the other hand, we need to hear somebody else's perspective, because that will bring clarity. Do you know that if you learn this key, as I teach in communication, if you learn this key on how to do that, there is a video I just put out this last week. Divine had me put it out on communication. If you learn this process and how to do this, you will not ever argue again. Yeah, I'm serious. This is really huge, because it creates clarity. Whether you agree to disagree, or whether you choose not to, just, you'll never you'll pick your own battles and things like that, but you'll never argue again, because it's like, oh, I get what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I get what you're saying. That's huge. That's huge. But this is the element of what is going to be happening this week, and that is what's going to help you. So remember, don't be or somebody else is just like willy-nilly. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm just going to, hang out, let things happen the way that they happen. That's good to a point, but then that also takes responsibility and accountability off of you, which is not the way it should be. Not at all. Because you have to have accountability, you have to have responsibility. So for somebody that is, again, we go to the high priestess, you're going to be accountable to somebody, whether it's here on earth or above or around, really, or inside, because spirit is inside anyway. We have it, you just don't tap into it. All right. So I want to get clarity here on the Knight of Cups, that what is going on here currently, what is moving towards you, and see what's happening here with that. Okay. Are these upside down or upside right? Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay, so again, we have this in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Again, we've got real instability, especially with numerology, fives everywhere. Fives in balance. You've got the High Priestess with intuition with balance. So balance is off here. Somebody's balance is off. It has to do with somebody that you already know. And, you know, it's like this energy that's moving towards you. They have something to say, or you have something to say. You have something, or they have something they really need to share. It's weighing on them. However, they're afraid to share it, or you're afraid to share it. Oh my gosh, excuse me, because of the perception. I just had a protein shake. I apologize. Because of the perception. So they're afraid that they're going to be perceived wrong, or you're going to judge them, or you're going to be judged. Need to work through that fear, guys. Need to work through that fear. And you know what? If they're really your true friend, old friend, been a friend around, they'll be there even through whatever you tell them. Do you know how many people that I thought I was going to lose when I came out and said, hey, I'm an empath. I have these abilities. I know things that I probably shouldn't know. I sense things that I can't even understand, but I'm going to go, and you know what? The divine has me going to do intuitive tarot. Do you think, you know, I would have lost a lot of friends? I'm surprised I only lost one. And if that's their fear of what I'm doing, then they need to go and heal and learn and educate themselves about what actually tarot is about. Because if you really look at tarot's history is very angelic and very spiritual in a high positive vibration nature. It's the human race that turned it to Satan and all that kind of crap. Sorry. It's a very high energy, high vibrational, high spiritual energy. It is just a tool. The thing is, if you believe in tarot to the point where you believe exactly everything is the cards, then you have a problem, because it is not. The cards are the symbol and the tool. It is the conduit, the person who has been given the knowledge or the download to be able to see things that possibly might not even be seen through audio or whatever. They're symbols. That's all they are, is symbols. So anyway, I don't know why I got off on that, because I think somebody out there has probably got a misperception of what it's all about. However, your main focus this week is going to be on this perception, focusing in on what that is to you, your perception. Do you even know your perception? You have to really know yourself and know the truth, to walk in the truth, to know your perception and your ways, how you think, why you think, where, and the reasons that you think. Is that perception a little bit off? Like the thumbnail there, I don't choose these thumbnails. The divine chooses them. I sit there and I look at hundreds of pictures until the divine says this one. And I have no idea. I don't even like the thumbnail, but I don't know why. But our perception can be off like the arrow, depending on when you pull it back and you're hitting for that bullseye, how powerful you are, how devoted you are, how much 100% you're putting in to that power to let it go, or you just pulling it back a little bit and letting it go out of fear. You know, this is your journey. That arrow is your journey. That is your perception. Now, if you've been abused, or if you've had problems, or you've grown up with not a very healthy environment mentally, then your spirit, your mind, and everything is connected, and so you're going to be off. So that may miss the mark depending on how off you are. However, you can bring that arrow right back to dead center. It's all up to you. This is the learning process this week. This is for you to listen to your intuition and everything this week. All right. So that's where that is. However, your process, you just have to get out of this negative nanny feeling, this victim mentality, this, woe is me, I'm never going to be good. This is the self-talk that the higher power is saying. Would you stop telling yourself that crap and let me listen to me? Because I'm trying to tell you, you are good, you are smart, I have a path for you, I have something for you. So just stop listening to the negative nanny. Yeah. So now I'm going to go to the moon energy here for and the planets for this week, and we'll see what they have to say. We have again a number 5, very unstable. It is going to be unstable with the moon. You'll have to watch that on the 28th in the morning. Come on live. Just subscribe, hit the bell. You'll know when it's on, and see about that. So let's see. Yeah. Definitely. So with that, you are actually, whatever you're asking for, whatever you're desiring, whatever you really need to listen, because the cards out is the magic prayer, details, details, and strength. Because to change gears from earth to spirit, huge, you need lots of strength. Because it's sometimes when you get that little aha moment, or you hear something, or you know something, or you're listening to your intuition, it can be a little bit scary. You need that strength to keep moving forward, like that arrow. Keep going, keep moving, keep shooting, that kind of a thing. And the other thing is, you got to listen to the details. When you're talking to this new person or this other person this week, or you're listening to them, you really need to have your active listening ears on. And what I mean by that is really pay attention. Put the phone down, pay attention to the details, look them in the eye, really focus in on what is going on, because they're trying to share something that they don't feel comfortable with. You have that skill. Just stay present in the moment. Don't start wandering off thinking, oh, well, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. This is your thing. Okay, somebody's coming to you. They really want to share this with you, or you need to share this with them. Really pay attention. If you're needing to share with somebody, ask them to put their phone down. Ask them if you could just really pay attention for a minute. Or do this somewhere where there is, like, if you can have a one-on-one FaceTime and you do not have things in your hands, or you're doing something or typing or whatever. This needs to be a focused thing. This needs to be understood on the perceptions of both people, for whoever that is this week, because the higher power, the divine, is trying to reach one of you, because this is a learning, teaching time this week. I don't know who that's for. Something's hidden that's trying to come out. All right. All right, what a reading. Well, I really hope this helped you guys. And again, please like, share, subscribe. The 28th, I have that live for the moon. I do have, because the whole theme the divine has been hitting on this month is fear. So there's a video on fear. Go watch that. If you're going to watch the full moon on live on the 28th or at any time, please make sure you look at the new moon that I did a couple weeks ago, because they're conjoining and they're continuing. So you'll understand things better for February, because this is going to go into February. So this energy, this future energy that we have here also is going into the future. Really listening to your intuition, listen to that inner voice, really paying attention to what your creator, the higher power, whatever it is that is trying to tell you something, share something with you, and really pay attention to the details. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you on the 28th, or we'll see you on the 1st. All right. Take care. Love you guys. Whoop. My fingers are all over the place on this computer.